National Marvelous Nakamba's bid to return to the English Premier League is getting closer to reality as his team, Luton Town, are set to play Sunderland in the promotional playoffs semi-finals that kick off this weekend. Well, the first leg of the promotion semi-final playoff will be played at Sunderland Stadium of Light on Saturday, with a reverse fixture at Kenilworth Road next Tuesday night. So Luton secure their place in the playoffs after cementing a third-place finish in the championship. Or the other semi-final will pit Middlesbrough and Coventry, with the winners of the two-legged eliminators set to clash in the playoff final at Wembley on the 27th of this month.
Yeah, man, I think I like this for Marvelous because of one thing: options. Because he's got the option of returning to Aston Villa at the end of his loan deal, because he's impressed at Luton Town. He's probably attracted the interest of other teams who maybe had started to not pay attention to him. Or even better yet, if he helps Luton get promoted, they would probably want to keep him. And when you look at the situation that he was in, before he dropped down to the English Championship, and I was one of those who was critical of that move and saying, then at some point you're saying maybe that's his level. But I think he's shown that in the right system, where the coach uses his attributes to make the team work, he can contribute something. I think with Aston Villa, especially in the latter stages of, before he moved down to the Championship, he wasn't being used to his best ability. So we didn't really see that. And I think even some of us who have watched him for years, we're starting to maybe sip on the Kool-Aid and start thinking maybe he's not as good. But I think it was more of a system situation, and the system at Luton and maybe the environment of him being propped up as one of their key players has really worked in his favor. And I actually would prefer if he would get promoted with Luton, because I think he would enjoy that personally, and he would get to play more game time and become a better player.
Yeah, so I was looking at Aston Villa, and I'm thinking, okay, will he be able to go back to Aston Villa? And I look at Unai Emery. The moment he got there, he had made his mind that this player I don't want. Do you think there's still a future for him there?
I don't think so. Because remember, he was told you are not part of my plans going forward. So moving to Luton Town, I think it was an issue of Luton paying part of his wages. Then, like what TG said, if Luton gets up back into the Premier League, I think it's wise for Marve to just move, to Luton and enjoy, like right now, I think it's one of the best season for him as well, playing in the Championship week in, week out. Remember, when you're playing week in, week out, and the coach has got confidence with you,
and
then
the
everything,
well,
and everything, Howard, so for Marve, I think it's an issue of deciding where I'm wanted more than where
I'm appreciated more.
I earn more.
Okay.
And because he can go back to Villa and earn more, but without playing. For me, it doesn't make sense.
The Zimbabwean in me is just go, I can't see myself refusing more money. Maybe I'm not in that position.
Look at top players. Sometimes, of course, they might stay. Like Hazard, he's at Real Madrid because he's getting 400k a week. But he's not bothered about playing.
Look, his legs can carry him the same way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Could you imagine he's injured every time he gets into the field? He's injured. Then he goes back and sit. Then we can say, no, Hazard, that 400 Maria because there's no way he's going to get it. But for Marve, maybe Luton, he might be offered something better if they get promoted. And even though it will be maybe less, but it will be much better to get that less and playing week in, week out.